Alright dudes, we're going to be getting into some, alright, I'm not going to use my nerdy technical voice, but we're going to be getting into, in the third video of the SourceWave Beginners course, how to basically set up your hosting for your website and basically install WordPress on it and everything. Now, if you're a person who's never made a website before or anything like that, or even doesn't know what WordPress is, or doesn't even know what hosting is, don't worry about it. It's really freaking easy. I've seen people with like an IQ of 2 who can't even count their fingers and have like negative $10 to their name do this. So if you're a person who it can comprehend the words that are coming out of my mouth, then you are a league above most people I've seen have been able to do this. So what we're going to be showing you how to do is, and not sweet dance moves, we're going to be showing you basically how to make the website. Now, what I really want to stress really quickly is you might have read other SEO guides and stuff like that tell you to do like your keyword research and everything before making the website. First off, this is your first site. You're probably not going to be successful with it. You might. I don't want to encourage you. Maybe you're like the, I don't know, the Walter White of making websites and making money. However, this is going to be your first site. You're probably not going to be successful with it. And the core right now is to get the basics down, all right? Now, I see a lot of people when they're learning SEO, they do all their keyword research and make their first site, and they just put way too much effort and reliance on the first site being successful. What we really want to do is just get this shit done so you can actually start learning and making money with SEO. So, listen to what I'm saying. Do exactly what I'm saying. Don't think too much. All right? Don't think and say, well, is this the perfect site right now? Because you're not. We just need to be reckless, taking perfect action right now, and get crap done so that you can learn enough so that you can make a site that will be successful. On top of that, don't worry about wasting money right now because we're going to be getting cheap hosting that allows you to create extra sites on it. So this is just an investment. This is just the warm-up game. All right? So let's get started on this. The first thing we're going to do is get hosting. Now, I want to explain what hosting is really quickly. All right, hosting is just basically there's two parts of buying hosting. All right, pretty dang simple. There's buying a domain and buying hosting. All right, so this needs to be explained really quickly if you're not really internet savvy. And trust me, I was not internet savvy, and it took me like 3 hours to get WordPress figured out when literally I could have pressed a button and had it all worked out. Trust me, I was like the person who had the hardest time with this when I shouldn't have. Now, a domain is simply like a URL. All right, so like let's just say our domain is like fatcats.com. All right, now the way the internet works is when someone types in a URL, they go to this domain. All right, they go to this location on the internet, and then it points them where all the files are stored. All right, so basically, what a website basically is an address of another computer. Essentially, that might not be right, but that's how you should think about it because that's the right way. But it's the address of another computer where tons of files are hosted. All right, so when we buy a domain, we're buying the name of a website. All right, when we're buying an address. Okay, and when we buy hosting, that's where all our files that make up the website will be stored, aka hosted. That's why they call it hosting. So understand that really quickly. That's about the depth of understanding you need to have on that. So what we're going to do really quickly is we're just going to go get hosting with HostGator. All right, and we're going to make this really, really, really simple. So, all right, so the first step to all of this is we just have to buy a domain name. Now, what I want you to do domain name-wise is just pick a general niche that you'd be interested in making a site about, and just make a creative name for it, whatever you want to do with it. Remember, this is your first site, and this is going to be the first of many sites, so just pick something you're loosely interested in. All right, I'm going to make this like pandatraininghq.com. All right, I believe I spelled all that right. So we're going to hit search, and we're going to buy this domain. All right, so I'm adding the domain to cart. I'm going to purchase this domain real quick, and then I'll hit you back up in 2 seconds. Okay, cool, great. Now, what I want you to do before you buy the domain is just pause right here and just go and click Use Custom Name Service. This is going to be part of the whole registration process. Now, what I want you to do, you're going to hop over to HostGator.com. I'm going to go there real quick. Now, there are many different hosts out there you can use. However, HostGator is the simplest if you're just a total beginner, and it's just a great place to start off. Now, we're going to grab the baby plan because it's going to allow us to put multiple domains on this account. All right. So that's exactly what we want to do. Don't get the hatchling plan. It's $2 less per month, but if you work the extra hour at McDonald's, you can easily just afford the baby plan. So it's pretty dang simple to go with. So once we go and grab the baby plan, we're going to go out, we're going to hit order now. All right, and you're just going to fill out everything. Now, what you're going to do when you're filling this out, I'm about to fill out this entire package. However, we want to also go right here. All right, you also want to go and set the billing cycle to just 1 month, so you're only paying month by month at a time. You don't have to buy a year up front. And we're going to go put in our domain right here, all right, that we selected before, just a second before our Namecheap. Just put already owned domain, and it's going to be pandatraininghq.com. All right, awesome stuff right there. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go fill out our username, PIN, and information. All right, so I'm going to do that real quick, and then we're going to go jump over to the welcome email. Okay, and then what you're going to get a welcome email, all right? So you can see right here we got all this cool stuff. Now, what we want to do is we're just going to go log into the account real quick, all right? Now, the first thing we want to do, you're going to see these things called name servers down here. This is basically where our domain is going to say the files are located at, all right? So we're going to hop back over to that Namecheap window we talked about before. You see where it says use custom name servers? You're going to copy the first name server right there, bam, and then you're going to grab the next name server and copy it right there, blammo, okay? So we're going to hit save and continue, cool. And then we're going to pay for it. Okay, great. I just went and I set the name servers for that domain. So now what I want to do is I want to go log into the HostGator account. All right, so we're going to hit here, log in, and we're just going to simply put in the HostGator info that it requires. All right, so, and by the way, this is a completely fake email that I created just for this example, so don't bother emailing it. And we're going to hit login. So we're in the cPanel, back area, all that kind of cool crap. And we're going to go and click View Hosting Packages. Now what you're going to see is we're going to see our domain, all this kind of stuff. Now we're going to log into the cPanel, and this is basically like the control panel for the entire site just by clicking right here. So we're going to click that right there, and we're going to log in with the info the email gave us. All right, so my username is Becker23, great, and my password is this right here. Again, this is a fake account. I really don't care if anyone hops into this, so there you go. Probably going to be deleting it soon after this example. So anyways, next thing we're going to do, we're going to skip past all the pop-up bullshit, and we're going to go and we're going to install WordPress on it. So to install WordPress on this domain, we're going to scroll down the cPanel and hit quick install. Just like that, we're going to go down and we're going to go to quick install, and we're going to click on underneath blog software and click continue on WordPress. Now what we want to do is set the email to be our email. So I'm going to put smarterchild1313. Blog title, I'll make this panda man, whatever. The admin username will be admin, and I'm just going to make my name Frank Frankelbean. All right? I'm going to hit install now. Great. Now, what's going to happen is WordPress has been installed on our site. All right? It was literally just that simple. I literally pulled my brains out the first time trying to figure this out. All you really got to do is just go and click a few buttons. Now, it depends if our DNS is transferred over basically that site we set up. Now, you can see right here, pandahq.com has WordPress installed on it. All right, you can see the name server, the domain is sending everything to HostGator now. So you can see my site has WordPress, everything's all set up on it. So we're going to go to the login, and we're going to put our username as admin or whatever it is in the quick install thing, and then grab our password. Now, we're going to want to change this password as soon as we get in because it's hard to remember. All right. All right, guys, so the next thing we got on the agenda is WordPress 101, and I'm going to be breaking down pretty much how to work the back end of your website. Let's just hop over and kind of get into this. So, anyways, we're on Panda Training HQ, the future of online panda training. It's going to be like the mecca of training pandas on the internet. It's going to be a real exciting place. You watch out in the near future. Anyways, what we're going to be doing here is I want to show you exactly how WordPress works. Now, what we got going on right here, I'm going to go to the main page right here, is basically what WordPress does is it puts a website that you can control from a little back-end, simple, anyone can understand it panel. Now, what it was originally created for was just creating blogs. You can see we got right here, if I go and add posts to the site through this add post page right here, we're just going to have a glorified blog. And in the past of SEO, people really liked to rank blogs in Google because people thought Google loved blogs and whatnot. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to make just a basic website in WordPress, and you can see everything we're going to do is everything we do in this back area right here is going to carry over to this page right here. So you can see right here, there's a few ways that WordPress works. You can see where we have appearance, and I'm not going to get into every little detail. I trust you have an IQ past 5 and you can figure this out. And I don't want to give a whole entire WordPress training course. All right, it's a pretty simple thing to understand. However, you can see right here we have a bunch of different things we can control. We can control like the header of the site, the widgets, which is like the sidebar that's going to be going on the site, like you see these little things down here. We can control the pages on the site. You can basically do anything. For example, the sky is really the limit with WordPress. For example, you can see SourceWave looks nothing like pandaman.com. All right, you can see basically this is all stuff, and this is because I have a little bit of coding skills. And shut this video up. You can also see this right here, our other brand, Becker Co. Has nothing to do with SEO. Don't even worry about it. You can see right here, this is WordPress too, and this is just a bunch of images hosted on a page. And I'm pretty damn good with WordPress, so I just want you to know that the sky's kind of limit with what you want to create in WordPress. Anyways, we want to do something really simple here. So the way the WordPress works and the way it works on the front end is you basically have themes, all right? And the themes basically control how the site looks. So I'm going to go and change the theme really quickly, and you can download themes from all over the internet. Just type in WordPress themes, and basically you're left with different looking sites, all right? So this is what we got going on right here. So on top of that, guys, we can go in. You can edit some themes you can edit the background and little stuff. It just depends on what the developer of the theme made. So everything is different. I encourage you to just really work within the themes it gives you right now when you're getting used to WordPress. And then when you get to some really top secret, cool cougar stuff, you can hop onto some other stuff. Anyways, on top of that, WordPress has what is called plugins, all right? And basically it allows you to install plugins on your site that fulfill different actions very, very easily. It's kind of almost like an iPhone, all right? WordPress is kind of like the iPhone of websites. So for example, what are plugins? For example, you see this little opt-in box right here. That's a plugin called Opt-in Skin by ViperChill. Really good stuff. You can see this right here, how I get like this little stuff right here. This is a plugin that's installed on SourceWave. Very, very simple stuff. You can also see all sorts of other plugins and work on the site. You can see like this one right here where I host the videos. This one isn't the best example. Let's just go, here we go. There we go. Let's look at this good-looking guy speaking about SEO. But you can also see, like right here, I got this in this very badly coded page. You can see there's this other plugin, and it just like adds boxes with opt-ins to the end of my pages. All really, really simple stuff. And so there's all sorts of cool stuff you can do with plugins. Again, you can just dig around. Most plugins are free. The really good premium ones you're probably going to have to pay for, but you don't even have to worry about that in this example. Finally, guys, one thing I want you to do really quickly, go to your users tab, and what I want you to do is go in, and we're going to change your password so it's not like some long figgity thing, all right? So I'm going to do that real quick on this site, and boom. All right, so that's basically WordPress 101. Now what I want to show you real quick how to do is how to set up a basic one-page website, all right? So what we're going to do first is we're going to go add a new page, all right? I'm just going to hit add new, all right? And that's not supposed to happen. All right, so we're adding a new page to the site. I'm going to make this Panda Training Homepage. All right, this is going to be the title of the page. I'm going to go, welcome to Alex Becker's fan-effing-tastic Panda training site. Okay, cool. And there's a few other cool things we can do on here. We can go and add pictures. I'll actually get into that in optimization. But you can see right here, we have this page. We have the page set up right here. I'm going to hit publish. Now, what I like to do with a lot of my sites is I don't like to have it in a blog format, and this is one thing that most people get confused with. And I get a ton of people ask me if blogs rank better than pages on sites. Dumbest, just don't ask that question ever. Just, it doesn't matter. All right. So, anyways, we're going to go right here, and we're going to go to reading, and I'm going to set the home page of the site. You're going to go right here. You're going to hit static page, and we're going to hit Panda Training Homepage. And this just gives us some ammunition to work with, so that we're all on the same level here when we start optimizing this page for Google. All right, so you can see right here we have the Panda Training homepage. It's gone and made the page we talked about a second ago, and it's made this the home page of the site. One thing you might also want to do on your site, you might also want to not have these comment boxes because it's kind of pointless on SEO sites. And this is just a cool little insight on how to code WordPress really quickly. And this is really, really simple. So last thing I'm going to teach you really quick when you're setting up a WordPress site, if you're just completely computer, just can't work like computers at all, don't worry about this step. But if you want to, you can go remove all your comments. You can go to the editor section. What this does is give us access to all the code behind the WordPress theme. Now, if you don't know much about code, I don't suggest you go in here and be like, oh, delete stuff, yay! Don't do that, all right? It's going to get you in some doo-doo. But if you want to go into this, get rid of all the comments, what you can do is actually just go to the comment PHP section, delete that stuff, and you're going to see really quickly that the comments are no longer there. And that's just kind of insight on how WordPress works. It's all kind of controlled by the brain HQ in the back in its most simplest form. So next thing we got to talk about is optimizing. Let's get to SEO stuff. All right. So what is optimization? All right, optimization is basically, let me move this out of the way so it looks more neat, is basically going and optimizing our site in the ways I talked about before, previous video, to rank for a search. All right, so of course my keyword in this video is going to be panda training. All right, I'm actually going to go and rank this in Google for panda training just so you see an example. Now, what we're going to be doing when we're optimizing our site is we're going to be installing plugins and putting content on the home page of the site and any other page in the site we're trying to rank for stuff. But in this example, remember, this is the beginner's course. We're not trying to rank like Amazon.com for, you know, every form of TV set on the internet. We're just going to try and rank a single page for a single simple ass keyword. All right. So what we're going to do is just go and optimize the home page of pandatraining.com for panda training. So let's go do that. All right. So first thing we want to do, guys, is you want to go to plugins, and it's going to be, you're going to get there by hitting the tab that says plugins, and you're going to go add new. What you can do very easily is basically search all of the plugins that WordPress has access to, at least on their WordPress HQ site, and we can install them just from here. So hit search for plugins. What we're going to do, you're going to grab the all-in-one SEO pack. Now, this is how you install a plugin. You hit install now. It's going to ask you, are you sure? And you go, of course I'm sure, WordPress. Don't ask me stupid questions. And you're going to hit activate plugin. Boom, you just installed your plugin, right? And that's just really how easy WordPress is. Now, we're going to go up to the all-in-one SEO plugin right here. What we want to do is we're just going to set the home title of the site, all right? And this is all we're going to do. So, homepage of the site, we're just going to make it Panda Training HQ, all right? And see how I got the keyword Panda Training in there, all right? Very, very simple. I'm going to put the best place for panda training to ever exist online. Whatever. All right, stupid stuff aside, you can see how I got the word panda training in there. Now, what also gets attached to our pages is like keywords and stuff like that. Google doesn't really look at these, but just for safe matter, I'm going to put like panda, comma, training. All right, there you go. So this is going to optimize the home page of the site for this. All right, so we're gonna go right here, and we're just gonna hit update. All right, cool. All right, so you can see really quickly, if we go up here, look at the title of the page, it says Panda Training HQ. And if we look at the coding of the page, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. You can go to Tools. Actually, you can go to just View Source, and we can see the coding of the page. And don't worry about any of this stuff right here, but if we go look at the description of the page, all right, this is right here, this meta name right here is what Google's going to look at, all right? And you can see how we got the keyword in the panda training in the description. So Google's going to say, all right, the title of this page is Panda Training HQ, and it's the best place for panda training, all right? This is obviously relevant to the search panda training. Now, what we want to do, guys, is we want to make this page, this homepage right here, as relevant as possible, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, and this is just the core basics, the very core basics. What we want to get on every page is we want to go and we want to bring this box down. This is called the kitchen sink. This is called the kitchen sink, and it basically gives us all these interesting gizmos to interact with. So I'm going to go and grab the heading 1 font, all right, just by going right here and clicking heading 1. I'm going to put Panda Training in H1 font, all right. Now I'm going to get rid of that part right there, but just to take away, we got the main keyword and we want to put it in the big title font. So Google's like, oh, this page is obviously about panda training. Now what I like to do in the core minimum, and what you can do even better, is you might want to write a 300 to 400 word article about panda training, all right? And when you write this article, you want to get the main keyword in there 2 to 5 times. All right. Now, in super technical SEO terms, you want it to have like a 2% density. All right. So what does density mean? That means if you took all the keywords or all the words out of your article, 2% of the time the word is panda training. All right. I just like to say put it in there 2 to 5 times. All right. So that's what a lot of people do on their SEO sites. Now, I'm not going to do that right here because that's not the bare minimum you need to rank. However, it's not a bad idea to have articles and content like that on your site. What I like to do on my sites is I like to do a few things, all right? First thing what I'm going to do is I like to go and I just like to write a short sentence. Like, this is the best place for panda training. Cool. All right. Now I'm just going to bold that and underline it so Google also sees that as well. And remember, this is just super beginner stuff. There's a lot more complicated stuff we can do on page, but this is just the core of it. All right. Now, what I also like to do, guys, is let's go grab a picture of a panda, and then we're going to name it after a panda. Okay. So I'm going to go to Google. That's just my gorgeous face trying to sell you something right there. Look great in that blazer. And we're going to go to images, and I'm going to go panda. Panda. All right. Cool. There we go. This looks very suited for what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to save this image as panda, and we're going to go from there. All right, so we're going to go back to this page, and I'm going to add a picture. So I'm going to click up here, add media, select files, going to go to downloads, going to hit panda. All right, so you can see right now this image right here is going on the page, right? It's uploading this image and putting it on there. Great, awesome, that's dandy. Now we want to go right here to the link to, we want to set it to none, all right? And we're just going to insert it in the page. Bada bing, all right? Now we're going to go right there, and what I just did, you click on the picture on the page, and you click on the little image thing right there, all right? I'm going to center this image, and I'll make the title of this image Panda Training. All right, again, optimizing the image, because when Google looks at this page, it's going to look at the names of the pictures. Since the Google robot cannot go and look at pictures and be like, that's a really cute picture of a panda, we should rank the site. They look more at the information behind the picture. All right, I make the alternative text Panda Training, and that's it. All right, now this is the bare minimum, is what we need to rank pages. So if you're going and working on a site in the future, make sure you have these core things. The main word in the H1 font, you want to have the keyword in the title, the keyword in the description of the page, and you also want to make sure the keyword is in the text of the page. All right. Now, depending on the certain type of site you have, you sometimes want to downplay this a little bit. You don't want to be this optimized because you might strike up over optimization. So if you've heard about that before, be aware of that, and we'll get into that in later training that you'll find on SourceWave, the kind of more advanced stuff. Now, what I want you to take away if you're a very beginner is this is the bare minimum you need on a site, and this is basically how we optimize a site for Google in the beginner nutshell. All right, there's tons of other stuff. We can do things called silos. We can interlink pages in certain ways. We can put certain content. We can link out to certain places. But what I want you to take away, since it's a beginner's course, is this is what we need to have on the page of the site. All right, you can see on a site like TaylorSwiftChords.com or Taylor Swift Chords. You can see that site I showed you early on. Ranking second in Google for like a 4,000 per month search. Not a massive search, not the best search in the whole entire world, but you can see this is exactly the bare minimum I have on this site. All right, same exact thing we just did in Panda Training. So in short, guys, that is basically how we optimize sites in Google. All right, that is how we optimize it. Now, of course, we can do the same thing in WordPress on another page. So I can go here, I can add a new page, and say we want to optimize this page for like rocket roller skates. All right, it'll be rocket roller skates. All right. And we want to do the same exact thing again. Rocket roller skates. And we'll add an image right here. Titled the right way. Get the text in there. Alright, same exact thing. And what we'll be doing differently if we're making a page on the site is we'll go and we'll actually set the title of this individual page, and the all-in-one SEO pack will come and do that for us. So we'll make this rocket roller skates. Hell yes. All right, and same exact thing. Alex Becker is the reigning rocket roller skate champion. All right, pretty simple stuff. Now, what I want to show you really quickly, the last thing is I'm going to publish this page real quick. Last thing I want to show you in the kind of all-in-one SEO tool is you see right here. The last thing I want to leave you with is actually it's already set up for us. Once you have all-in-one SEO, the URL is also set to our main keyword. All right, you see right here the name of the page. It's set to the title, Rocket Roller Skates. We got the URL that's relevant too. So that, in a nutshell, guys, is how we optimize pages. This is basically how we're going to use WordPress at the most basic of levels. All right. Now, once you have a page ranking in Google, we're going to go add ads. We're going to go do all sorts of stuff like that. But this is the ultimate beginner's kind of version of how to work WordPress. So with that being said, guys, we're going to hop into the next video where we're going to talk about actually ranking these pages in Google.